What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And this time I'm reviewing Splatterhouse that was released in the arcades by Namco and later released on the TurboGrafx-16. And this will be the first game that Namco has done that has horror elements, pretty much like Castlevania, like Konami did for Castlevania, but it's darker and gorier than Castlevania was back in the day. Now the plot is that Rick and Jennifer, who are college students, and they go inside the West Mansion to get out of the rain. One thing about West Mansion is that it was called Splatterhouse because there were rumors going around that there was some hideous and gross experiments that was going on inside the mansion. And like once the door closed behind them, they were pretty much they were locked inside. I would say that's the assumption. And when that happened, Jennifer screamed, and Rick pretty much woke up, and apparently he was resurrected in the dungeon of the under the mansion, and pretty much he was resurrected because of the terror mask that attached itself to Rick's face, and because of that he got stronger and more muscular, and he pretty much goes on a rampage at the behest of the mask to pretty much save Jennifer and stuff. Pretty much the Splatterhouse pretty much has 7 stages in it, where you pretty much fight a whole bunch of grotesque monsters and stuff like that. And you have like different types of creatures like hands, zombies, bats, stuff like that. And you can pretty much use different types of weapons that you find throughout the course of the games, like 2x4s, wrenches, shotguns, rocks, spears, and a golden cleaver and stuff. In my opinion, the best weapons to use are the 2x4s, shotgun, even though each shotgun has 8 shells in them, the spear, and even though that's a one-time use weapon, and the golden cleaver, once you grab that particular weapon. Now the other ones, pretty much the rocks and the wrenches, you can, once you throw them, that's pretty much it. You can nail them, but I'll say those 2 are for the weaker enemies like the bats and stuff. Then of course, there's like other creatures like zombified dogs and stuff like that. Of course, you pretty much fight different types of bosses, like the egg maker. I don't know who idea was it to have an egg maker as a boss, but there's also, like in the first stage, you have to face a bunch of like leech-looking creatures that they're trying to bite at you. And then there's like a rotating head, a boogeyman, and stuff like that. One thing about Splatterhouse that you'll notice right off the bat that it is like one of the creepier games that you will play from we compared the games from back in the day, and it is difficult, you know what I'm saying, and it's kind of like, it's not necessarily as hard as say Ghosts and Goblins and Ninja Gaiden 3 for the NES, but it is harder to the $3 steak nonetheless, you know what I'm saying. And it was one of the first games on the TurboGrafx-16 that has a beat 'em up that deals with pretty much horror elements and stuff like that. Now Now, the graphics and level design of Splatterhouse are pretty good, and the color palette pretty much fits the creepy environment that Splatterhouse has, and to be truthful, it is gorier than the Mortal Kombat games that were released on Genesis and the Super Nintendo, mainly because Mortal Kombat only had the blood and gore with the fatalities, but the blood and gore in Splatterhouse you will see more often. Now, the gameplay and the controls of Splatterhouse are pretty good, but it's like Rick was kind of sluggish, and and it's kind of like, but pretty much it's not meant to be a speed run game anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I can kind of get why Rick moves kind of slow anyway, you know what I'm saying? Now the soundtrack is pretty good, and it's probably the best part of Splatterhouse, and the soundtrack pretty much reminds me of like some of the classic horror movies like John Carpenter's The Thing and the Dracula movies, because it adds to the tension and dark mood of the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only flaws that I found would be the difficulty and the fact that Rick moves kind of sluggish, you know what I'm saying? But they don't ruin the game by any means. I can honestly say that Splatterhouse is one of the best games to be released on the TurboGrafx-16, if not the best TurboGrafx-16 game, you know. I would definitely recommend it to retro gamers, anybody who owns the TurboGrafx-16, any Wii U owners who can like download it on Virtual Console, anybody who owns a PS3 or Xbox 360 version of Splatterhouse, because of what I heard, they could lock the first 3 games on this particular game. Plus, YouTubers who pretty much do Let's Plays on their YouTube channel. As far as the score, I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10 because it is really good. Now, with that being said, if you like a Splatterhouse, or is this one of your favorite games of all time, or one of your favorite beat-em-up games, you can mention it in the comment section. If you like my review of Splatterhouse, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.